You ever open your door at dusk to find two guys with fake badges trying to haul you off your own porch? That's what happened when Evelyn Carter, the HOA's power-hungry boss, sent her hired goons to scare me into selling my family's ranch, not knowing I'm Jack Ramsey, a retired Texas attorney general who's taken down bigger crooks than her. I'm sitting here in Willow Creek, Texas, and let me tell you, when I turned the tables on her scheme, it wasn't just about saving my land. It was about showing Evelyn that you don't mess with a man who knows the law and a town that remembers its roots. It was a warm spring evening at Ramsey Ranch, 50 acres of rolling fields and weathered fences my family's worked since the 1920s, just outside the growing sprawl of Willow Creek. This place is my blood. My granddad built the barn with his own hands, my dad taught me to tend the soil, and now I run a small organic setup, selling eggs and veggies to folks in town. I'm 62. Folks call me judge from my days settling ranch disputes, but my real claim to fame was 2 terms as Texas AG, busting corrupt officials and cartels with a law book and a stubborn streak. After retiring, I came back to the ranch for peace, thinking my courtroom days were done. The land's more than dirt. It's our story, every post a memory, every harvest a promise to keep it ours. But Evelyn, the new HOA president, had other plans. She rolled into town from Houston, all sharp suits and sharper ambition, turning the HOA into her personal empire. She'd fine you for a crooked mailbox, strong-arm council votes, and had a smile that didn't reach her eyes. When she set her sights on my ranch, exempt from her rules since before she was born, I knew trouble was coming. She started small, whining about my goats, calling my garden a commercial eyesore, saying my barn was lowering property values. I shut her down at a town meeting, citing state law that protects working ranches, but her eyes narrowed, and she said, "Mr. Ramsey, progress demands compliance. Some folks just need a push." That wasn't a neighbor talking, it was a threat, and I'd heard enough of those to know she meant business. The real fight kicked off when those fake cops showed up. I'd been getting hit for months, inspectors crawling over my land, claiming my compost stank, animal control sniffing around my chickens, all turning up nothing but still coming back. Evelyn's HOA newsletters painted me as a menace, and anonymous calls sent deputies to my door at midnight, checking for suspicious activity. That was just me fixing a fence. She got the council to pass a new rule, slapping $2,500 fees on any livestock property, and had my taxes jacked up by reclassifying my land as commercial, even questioning my granddad's 1923 exemption. It was a squeeze, pure and simple, to force me to sell for a developer's mall she was backing. That evening, when those 2 clowns knocked, waving a warrant thinner than a diner napkin, I knew it was her endgame. Scare me, shame me, break me. But they didn't know who they were dealing with. That ranch is my family's soul. Every acre a fight we've won before. I'd faced down mob bosses in court. No way was I folding for Evelyn's hired muscle. I hit record on my phone, let them bluster about violations and custody, then smiled. "Boys, you're on private land with a fake badge. That's a felony. Care to keep talking?" Their faces froze, and they bolted, muttering about paperwork errors. I stood there, heart pounding, not with fear but with clarity. This wasn't just about me. It was about Willow Creek, and I was done playing defense. I didn't waste a second. Evelyn thought she could hide behind her HOA throne, but she just handed me a smoking gun. I called my old friend Captain Laura Mendez at the Texas Rangers, a corruption buster who'd worked with me on cartel cases. I sent her the recording, and she was all business. "Jack, this is federal impersonation, conspiracy, civil rights violations. Send it all, and don't trust local cops till we know who's dirty." While Laura looped in the FBI, I dug in, hitting the courthouse daily, pulling every HOA contract, council vote, and land deal from the past 2 years. It was like old times, piecing together a case, except this time it was personal. Evelyn's web was sloppy. Her brother's engineering firm got every HOA project. Councilman Roy Ballard's construction outfit won bids despite higher costs. And a Houston waste company bankrolled her campaigns for a $1.2 million contract. Then Clara Thompson, a city clerk who'd seen enough, slipped me a bombshell at the local diner. Her voice low. "Jack, Evelyn's got a file, Prime targets. Your ranch is top for a mall's entrance. She's meeting developers in secret. Clara's folder had it all. 8 families targeted, fake violations, pressure to sell cheap to Evelyn's cronies. It wasn't just harassment. It was a land grab, using city power to steal our heritage. I felt sick, not just for me but for folks like Maggie Ruiz, whose orchard was hit with the same playbook, and Tom Carver, a vet whose workshop got called a hazard. This was bigger than my ranch. It was our town's soul, and Evelyn was betting I'd crack. She didn't know I'd never lost a corruption case, and I wasn't starting now. Evelyn kept pushing, packing town halls with her estate cronies, flashing doctored photos of my dangerous barn to push a condemnation vote. I'd counter with law, exemptions, clean inspections, but her crowd shouted me down, all while she smiled like she'd already won. She didn't know I was building a case that'd make her regret ever hearing my name. I met Maggie, Tom, and 5 other targeted families in my barn, sharing Clara's files, watching their faces harden as they saw the pattern. Fines, inspections, threats, all to force sales for pennies. We weren't just neighbors, we were a resistance. I called Sarah Tate, an Austin reporter I'd worked with, and sent her everything: Clara's leaks, my recordings, financial trails. She pushed me to go public as the ex-AG. Jack, this isn't just your fight. It's a statewide scam. I agreed, knowing my name would turn a local spat into a bombshell. My legal team, old prosecutor buddies, filed sealed FBI complaints, RICO charges, and civil rights suits, hitting Evelyn from every angle. When she scheduled an October town hall to settle my case, I was ready. She thought she'd bury me. I was about to bury her. The ranch wasn't just land. It was proof we don't bow, and I was fighting for every family who'd built Willow Creek, not just my own. The town hall was Evelyn's stage, packed with her supporters, her PowerPoint slamming my ranch as a public threat. She was all confidence, preaching about community safety, until I stood, recorder in hand. Ms. Carter, care to explain why you sent fake cops to arrest me? The room went dead quiet as I played the audio. Her goons' threats, their backpedaling, clear as day. Her face crumpled, from smug to panicked, as I said, I'm Jack Ramsey, former Texas AG. I've prosecuted corruption for 30 years, and this reeks of it. I laid it bare: Clara's files, Evelyn's brother's contracts, Ballard's kickbacks, the developer's mall needing my land. Maggie stood, voice shaking, telling how her orchard got the same treatment. Tom followed, his workshop targeted. The crowd turned, murmurs growing to shouts. I played Ballard's own words, admitting to rigged bids, and asked, Councilman, know what Texas calls that? Bribery. Penal Code 36.02. He froze, stammering, as Laura Mendez stepped up. Federal probes are active. Expect interviews. Frank Wheeler, a lifelong local, took the mic. Jack's family built this town. Evelyn's stealing it. I know who I trust. The room erupted. 5 minutes of applause burying Evelyn's reign. Sarah's cameras rolled, her story ready to hit Austin. And I stood there, not gloating, just steady, knowing we'd won more than a meeting. We'd won our town back. The fallout was swift and brutal. Evelyn was arrested 2 weeks later. Fraud, extortion, civil rights violations. Her perp walk on every Texas news channel. A fitting end for a bully who faked arrests. Ballard copped a plea. His company a money laundering front, spilling dirt for a lighter sentence. Their waste company lost its contract. Evelyn's brother's firm tanked, and the mall plan died. The HOA imploded, replaced by Maggie's transparent board, scrapping fines and focusing on cleanups, not control. The council repealed Evelyn's rules, fixed my taxes, restored my exemption, and apologized, while Clara got whistleblower protection and a promotion. Sarah's expose won awards, sparking Texas laws to curb HOA abuse, with our fight a model for towns everywhere. My $2.3 million lawsuit funded a legal defense fund, helping others fight similar scams. Willow Creek bloomed. Maggie's orchard became a co-op. Tom's workshop a training hub. Harvest festivals knitting us tight. The ranch now hosts law students, Learning how to fight corruption. Proof that standing firm saves more than land. Sitting on my porch, where Granddad taught me to love this place, I feel it, peace, earned hard, and a town that won't bend again. But whispers of new HOAs out there keep me sharp, wondering if another Evelyn's scheming. What do you think? Was I right to go full prosecutor, to tear her down with law, or should I have settled quiet? Drop a comment, share your HOA fights. If someone faked an arrest to take your home, would you hit back hard, or play it safe? Tell me, I'm listening.